Africa, Kenya, and the USA share common values of freedom, democracy, believe in the rule of law, and we all believe in equality and inclusivity. And I am very proud as I speak as though I was a member of the Congressional Black Caucus. Let me also thank President Joe Biden for inviting me for this visit so that we can build on the already solid relationship between Kenya and the United States. Today we celebrate 60 years of solid relationship between the US and Kenya. And on that solid foundation, we're called upon to build on it and to see what we can do in the face of the challenges that face us. Challenges of the pandemic, challenges of the war, challenges around insecurity, peace and stability, both in Europe, in Middle East, and of course, in our continent. As you all know, that is a continent that we call home, and I am very proud to listen to you and what you have said about your thoughts and your plans about those of us who live in the African continent. Let me assure you that as you work hard here to make sure that we bring about equality, we are also doing the same to make sure that none of us is left behind. We want to work with you on 3 major items. Number 1, we want to work with you on trade and investment. Yes. And I am very happy that I have heard you with clarity saying that you want to reprioritize the Africa Growth and Opportunities Act, right. AGOA. Yes. My request to you from your friends, brothers, and sisters in the African continent is that that be done in a timely fashion so that we can see how we can expand investment. People are planning when they are going to invest, and we want you to assist us to renew AGOA for 10 years. That is the message from your brothers and sisters from the African continent, number 1. Number 2, when we met 3 weeks ago, I was asked by the World Bank to convene the International Development Association's 21st Replenishment Summit, where we are having a conversation on how we can assist African nations, 26 of them that are on the brink of debt distress. How do we fashion a better, a fairer international financial architecture that doesn't unnecessarily and doesn't unfairly treat Africa differently from other markets? Today, countries like Kenya borrow in the financial markets 8 times more in interest than other countries. And that is the case for most African countries. We are saying the Congressional Black Caucus, this great institution, the American Congress, should lead the way in making sure that the international financial architecture, the World Bank, the IMF, multilateral development banks, are fashioned in a manner that gives every country a chance to borrow.
President Ruto, Mrs. Ruto, and your 3 lovely daughters who are here to my left, nice, welcome, 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 welcome. And all the distinguished guests, on behalf of myself and Jill, Vice President, Second Gentleman, and the American people, it's an honor to welcome you to the White House to celebrate 60 years of partnership between Kenya and the United States. At the stroke of midnight, that's worth applause. At the stroke of midnight on December 12, 1963, the world changed. Many Americans and many people around the world watched with great hope and great anticipation as hundreds of thousands of Kenyans came together, raised a new flag, declared their freedom, and gave life to a new nation. Ladies and gentlemen, that new democracy is endearing and enduring. It was a moment that forever connected our two nations. For while we may have been divided by distance, we were united by the same democratic values. I saw this during my first trip to Kenya as a young senator at the height of the Cold War, and watched our governments stand as one and prevail against communism. I saw it when I returned years later as vice president and spoke to students committed to upholding the principles of transparency, justice, and accountability that lie at the heart of our democracies. And I see it every day as president, as our two proud democracies continue to draw from the power of the people and the strength of our diversity to write the next chapter in our partnership. Together, the United States and Kenya are working to deliver on the challenges that matter most to our people's lives: health security, economic security, cyber security, and climate security. 90% of Kenya's electricity comes from clean energy. 90%. That's worth an applause. Over 1 million homes are powered by wind energy alone. That's worth applause, too. An historic Africa Green Industrialization Initiative, which you launched last year, is poised to create similar results in so many other nations, particularly in the continent. Across the region, Kenya and America are driving a race to the top with investments that we have and high standards for workers, technology, and environment. And we're working to ensure debt doesn't leave these critical investments and crucial investments out of reach for low and middle income countries. Around the world, Kenya and America are also standing united against the terror of ISIS and al-Shabaab perpetrate in East Africa, that they continue to perpetrate in East Africa. The aggression that Russia is inflicting on Ukraine, the violence that has toppled too many democracies across both our regions. And today, as we begin the next decade of our partnership, we've launched a new initiative to bring our countries, companies, and communities closer together, because the past is our proof that we are stronger and the world is safer when Kenya and the United States work together. Let me close with this. We stand at an inflection point in history where the decisions we make now will determine the course of our future for decades to come. Today, I'm as optimistic and hopeful as I was those years ago when Kenya patriots raised that new flag high in that midnight sky. Because Kenya and the United States stand together, committed to each other, committed to our people, and committed to building a better world, one of greater opportunity, dignity, security, and liberty for all Americans, for all Kenyans. God bless our partnership, and may God bless our troops. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Ready, close. Ready, shut. Ready, face.